welcome to Gemstone Tarot Monday God, I'm like a 10-year-old boy. Monday the 11th of May 2026. I remember those days. Okay, Valentine joins us. Hi Val. She's on a blue fleece that she's now sitting on every single day. She's fallen in love with it and she won't be parted from it. It's very, very, what's the word? Polleny today. So I'm a little bit sniffy and I'm a little bit, because we've got moon in Pisces all day long. And the moon's in Pisces, so I just need to do nothing all day. I know, very exciting. Sun's got his hat on though, and that's nice. And we are looking at paint colours, which I have to say is one of my favourite things apart from nail varnish colours. So these are Venus is the pink one, and then that darker purple one. Now what is it called? It's got a really good name. It will come back to me. It's like a space age kind of a name. I thought it was called Obsidian, but I think I was just like crystal projecting. That could be a thing, couldn't it? I'm just crystal projecting onto my nails, man. Anyway, the most popular colour in the luxury, and do you have this all over the place? This is definitely something you have in the UK. Farrow and Ball paint range, which is like very posh paint. Well, not very posh, but pretty posh, expensive. Normally very matte coloured and very sort of heritagey, you know. I love the name of this. Is Elephant's Breath. Elephant's Breath. An uplifting mid-grey with hints of magenta. I could disappear up my own arse on this for ages and ages and ages. The same name has inspired both mirth and parody, as have Sulking Room. These are all real colours. Sulking Room Pink. I mean, who doesn't, just from the poetry of it, Sulking Room Pink. It's got all the stresses on the upbeat. Sulking Room Pink. Beat, beat, beat. So it works. It's kind of, it's not iambic, but it's something else. I can't remember what the last one's called. But it's also got sulking room takes you down and pink brings you up at the end. There's a reason these things work. Dead salmon. I know. And one of my absolute favourites, Mouse is Back. Not as in Mouse is back. Yo, Mouse is back. How you doing? I'm Mouse. I'm in a funny mood today. But Mouse is apostrophe owning of back. So that lovely, mice are a lovely colour. I mean, they are, especially when you see them out in the field. Historically, many colours have been named after their place of origin. Indigo from India. Their pigment source, vermilion. Vermilion is such a good word. From the Latin for small worm. Ew. Or via another language, khaki from khark, Persian for dusty. And like much of English, many words were imported from Latin. Azure, viridian, sepia, and French, taupe, mauve, turquoise. But it was the dye makers of the 16th century England who elevated the evocative language of colour as it is seen today. For Elizabethans, the colour of one's clothes was an indication of wealth. Dull colours like puke, rat, and goose turd were worn by lower class Elizabethans, while those with means could enjoy the deeper tones of lusty gallant, which is a light red, popinjay, a bluish green, and watchet, a pale greenish blue. Some details of Elizabethan colours can only be guessed at. It's left to our imagination what scratch face, ape's laugh, and kiss me darling. Kiss me darling is crying out to be a nail varnish colour, or even a lip gloss or blusher. Oh my god. And who knows whether mortal sin complemented resurrection, but one hopes it did. I love this. So we're on E, which is for Elizabethan colours, but they've kind of telescoped out to include Pharaoh and Bull, Mouse's Back. Very nice. And today, with no colours actually, but this very sort of, that could be Mouse's Back, couldn't it? I wonder if we could do Cat's Arse. Sorry. Cat's Arse pink. I have a deep insight into what that colour would look like. I see a lot of them. That's the thing about cats, isn't it? My cats do that. You'll be sitting there and they're very like, hi, I'm going to come and sit next to you because I love you. Like this. And you're just a hop, skip and a jump from, they've done like a 180. And suddenly you're like, whoa! Yes. Particularly if I do a little bit of, I wouldn't say yoga, but I'm going to say stretching on the rug. And the cats, of course, they get right into that and they kind of stretch along with you. I love. And they do a stretch and then Biggie will just do a 180 and you're like, no. Okay, we're using Oak, Ash and Thorn, beautiful tarot cards with roots in the enchanting natural world. Alright, they're all in reverse. I don't feel like taking reversals, but I do feel like telling you they're all in reverse. But having said that, I'm going to look at the deck, because they don't feel right. No, the deck is a lot. Well, no, it's not actually. Okay. They're all in reverse, but I'm not feeling reversals. I've got a cat. That's probably from Biggie sticking her walnut in my face when I'm doing my stretching. We've got a man with a mastic gun on a roof in front of us. God, I don't know how they do that sitting on the roof thing. Just casually leaning into a chimney. Anyway, bottom of the deck. Oh, the Hierophant. The Hierophant, which of course is the owl with the key to the knowledge. So when we get the Hierophant and we're kicking off a week, beginning whenever it is today, is it 11th? I can't remember what I said it was now. You only get one shot at me knowing the date and it's gone. Yeah, the 11th. And also when we have a moon in Pisces, where we're all a little bit, I just need to sit here and contemplate things, you know, just contemplate things. Nothing in particular, just things, being alive and the impact of that, you know. It's a very kind of meditative state and I like it, and your lived experience up to now kind of feeds into it. And then oof, now we wish we had them in the reverse. Then we have the Nine of Swords. There are some worries creeping in. There are some anxieties. And I guess being a human, there's always going to be some worries and anxieties because them's the flesh and bones of it. We also have this very nice Three of Wands. So we're outward looking and we're looking over the horizon and we're sort of wondering what's next. But at the same time, something is calling us back to be corrected. Oh my God, I actually can't watch. This guy is literally sitting on the apex of the roof and then there's a sticky out tile and he's wedged his foot on that while he's fixed. Anyway, it feels as if there's something that needs calling back in to be corrected. A little bit like being called back into the head teachers. When you've done something and you're thinking, have I got away with this? And then they call you back and you're like, maybe I haven't got away with this. It comes with, let me check that. Yeah, the Knight of Swords. Information comes in. It could even be you see a social media post, you hear a song, you watch a video, whatever it is. And you think, oh, about that. You know, that thing that I need to think about, that thing. And it feels, because we also have here, and I don't know what bird that is. Does anybody know what bird that is? Judgment. And when we get Judgment, again, it's our Back to the Future card. So if we look at these cards, which are completely slanty and stuff, that's not bad. This looks really dark though. Hopefully that's not dark for you as well. We have this underneath here. We've got our overarching Hierophant. So this kind of contemplative state that we're in. We've got our Nine of Swords, which is the things that are needling away at us. And then we've got the Three of Wands, and yet we are still looking out over the horizon. We have the Knight of Swords, but information has come in which kind of disturbs the apple cart a bit. And Judgment, which takes us back to the future. We know there's something we need to address. Page of Wands, but we want to move forward. And the Eight of Pentacles, we take notice and we do whatever it takes to course correct wherever we've come from. This could be it could be an apology to somebody if you feel like you stepped out of line. It could be telling them you feel like they owe you an apology, which I've always found to be a completely fruitless task, but you know, fill your boots if you're that way inclined. Or it could just be that there is a certain psychological switch that you forgot to switch back along, and now you go back and you do it. I like this. It's very balanced between looking forward and knowing you need to look back. I suspect you will have more reminders that you need to look back, but the Pisces moon is very, very good for contemplating your navel, or as my mum calls it, peering up your own backside. Have fun doing that. I'll see you tomorrow. Namaste.